everybody. Welcome to our Week 10 recap here on our World League podcast. I'm Sam, and as always, we have Rob with us. How's it going, Mr. Rob?
Yeah, it's going fair to middling.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, we did miss a podcast last week. You were a little under the weather, right?
I've got a health issue that's dragging me down. So yeah, I was not sick, but I was not able to do this.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're happy we can do this week.
Everybody take pity on the commish for your games.
Let's take a look at the standings real quick. And Rob, I think I can eliminate myself from the playoff contention now.
Well, I mean, you want to start down there? I mean, God, I thought we'd save the best for last. I mean, hell, dude, you're only actually 2 games out of first place. But you're about, I don't know, I'm like 900 points out.
Yeah, but I'm like 400 away from Junior Rob there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's not looking too good for you, but it's that's what's crazy. I mean, if you look at it, if you have like even turf earners there, 3 and 7, dude, 6 and 4, 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 and then a 5 and 5. I mean, hell, crazier things have happened, Sam.
Yep. I mean,
Nolan
can all of a sudden just hit a 4-game losing streak. You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait though. The Broncos are on bye this week. Yeah, you're eliminated. Okay.
But no, nobody's a lock yet, right, Rob? Nobody's a lock yet to be for the playoffs.
Oh, down there, hell no.
Hell no.
I mean, nobody's even a lock. Nobody's a lock to make the playoffs. Nobody's a lock to win their division. Nobody's a lock to win the wild card. I mean, it's way up in the air.
Yeah.
And that's how we like it, man. You know, I mean, this league turns out 7 and 7 a lot, 8 and 6. You know, I mean, that is the competition's that even, man, right?
Exactly, and we like it because people put more money in to make moves because everything is so close. You know what I mean? More money in the pot.
Yeah, and some of us are just dumb enough to keep putting money in there. You know,
Hey.
Gang Green will be putting moves in this week himself. You know, which is a nice segue to. Damn, dude. I mean, the only thing I can say about this is how did Wolfpack not beat New Denver, man? What happened there? It's like.
Well,
you want to talk about somebody that's got an expressway to the playoffs, even though he probably doesn't feel it with the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 4 teams over there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at his team. 146, Rob, is a real good score. I mean, that would beat a lot of teams, right?
Yeah, especially 146.5.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get there in a moment.
Yeah, and going against New Denver, I mean, I said it every time, like, he's been consistently getting 160, 170s.
Yeah, and he had a down week in the week we didn't do this, so I guess he benefited from our lack of focus on our team. He was like 82 or something last week. It wasn't a real good week. So,
yeah.
Hey, we all have dogs, man, right?
Of course. I mean, me, I have more than my share of that, you know. But yeah, let's take a look at New Denver's team real quick. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson just blew up for him. What do you think about Green Bay? They're on a 4-game losing streak now, right, Rob? Oh man.
Oh, come on, Sam. You give me the softball question. Sorry, you know what I think about Green Bay. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is fucking Blake Bortles of the Wisconsin, dude. Those points all came in garbage time when they were down by like 28. So it's that's a bad football team. And it's been a bad football team for a while. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just like Blake Bortles can be a functional fantasy quarterback. You know, Aaron Rodgers got it done this week. I know it's the defense is a big part of the problem there, but quarterback's not playing real hot either. And I don't know about that concept of just not worrying about having running backs on your team. You know, that's I know they had Starks back there. I did watch games this weekend, but
hey, they did make moves. Did you see who they picked up?
Christine Michael, I'm sure on somebody's roster right now. Dude, how many times can you actually be released and signed, by Seattle and released by Seattle in the same season? What's the record for that? It's mind-boggling.
Hey, Rob, that's like you dropping Who's that player? Oh, Chris Johnson. How many times you drop Chris Johnson and pick him back up again and drop him and pick him up again, right? Right.
This season?
No, no, no. I mean,
but,
you know what I mean. It happens.
me and Chris Johnson have a hate-hate relationship. Man, what are you gonna do? But yeah, New Denver. I mean, looking at that game, obviously he quarterbacked Todd to death there. And if you're gonna beat Wolfpack, it's Wolfpack's got a really nice team, but those quarterbacks just aren't really functional. And, I mean, it's almost unfair to roll out there with Rodgers and Wilson, who did have a very nice game, as did Doug Baldwin that night. So, great week for New Denver. Let's give them some kudos here. I mean, we kind of brush them over every week, and it's just like, this is, somewhere in the midst of this. I'm still not sure about those running backs, nor is he. And you know how convinced I am you need running backs come December, for the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, this is definitely a playoff quality team, and he's the class of our division. I mean, I'll give it up to him. I mean, you're 7-3, and you're rolling up there just 2 points behind El Oso Verde for the season high score at this point. I mean, it's a fight, man. So Jordy Nelson, gets his stuff. Odell Beckham, he's still waiting for that guy to go off. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen this year, but. And Wolfpack, the only thing I'd say about that team this week is, dude, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to sleep since Friday thinking about what David Johnson was going to do against the San Francisco 49ers. And a 5 and a 4 in the run and receiving category, I would have been able to sleep for the next 3 nights out of the depression I felt for that, so.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray looks like he looks like his old Cowboys ways, right?
Oh, jeez, man. I mean, it's the first play from scrimmage by the Titans against your beloved Green Bay Packers there. You are a Packers fan, right, Sam?
No.
It's 75 yards. I know. It's a 75-yard run. And what, he comes back and throws a touchdown.
He threw a touchdown. That's right.
I mean, it's almost like watching LaDainian Tomlinson out there, man. That's just how bad Green Bay is. 146, pretty good. Gronk going out killed him. And I think he's going to be out next week too, which is going to have some impacts. We'll get that maybe when we get to.
It looks questionable from, but congrats Don on winning again. 170 again. It's real good. Let's go to straight LA versus Bruins. Looks like Mr. Bruins won. Great showing by his 2 QBs again. That's the theme, Rob, is like roll out your 2 QBs right now late in the season, huh? That's what it is.
Well, I mean, people are asking, I fielded a couple queries this week. I think, we have some new players out here, I guess. They don't understand how the emergency flex works, but I have to explain it. And it's, the whole idea is to try to limit teams in the draft from loading up on quarterbacks at the beginning and putting some competition. I have a much more out there idea that I'd really love to put in, but we haven't quite figured out how to track it yet. But we'll address that again another day. But yeah, I mean, of course you got to go 2 quarterbacks this time. You're fighting for the playoffs, right? Yeah. And it's a mismatch for Maniacs. Even before I put in the Dak Prescott points, wanted a close game. Turns out it wasn't that close. So it's kind of hanging in there. Des Bryant showed up this week, right?
Yep.
And how about Marcus Mariota and Dak Prescott? What do you think?
Man, I mean, Mariota was the real thing. What is this, his second year now? And Dak Prescott, I always thought he was a game manager, but these last 2 weeks, I mean, he's been really, really doing well, besides not just quote-unquote game managing, Even, what's his name's coming back, right?
Romo?
I forgot his name. Yeah, Romo. Romo's coming back, and he already stated he will take a back seat to Prescott, and even though he still wants to play, he'll take a back seat to Prescott right now, which is very, very classy dude, this Romo guy.
Well, yeah. You there, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, Romo's always been a classy guy. He's always been a, play through injuries, and he's always been, a train wreck at the end of games, I mean, what are you going to say? But, I think you speak for all of Dallas when you say, what's his name? I forget his name now, because, Prescott's rolling there. The young blood's in there. They got that line built up. And, we'll save the Ezekiel Elliott talk for later. There's
Yeah.
specific spots we can assign that, but that sure does take an awful lot of pressure off the quarterback, right?
Yeah, I mean, heck, didn't Romo get his job from an injured? Is it Drew Bledsoe? I want to say Drew Bledsoe was there.
No, Drew Bledsoe was Tom Brady.
No,
remember.
but remember, Drew Bledsoe went to Dallas when Bill Parcells was coaching at Dallas.
Yeah, that may be true. I mean,
but it wasn't Romo replacing Drew Bledsoe, huh? You don't think so?
I don't remember. I think ultimately Dak Prescott took over where oh my God, how Troy Aikman left off, man. So it's been a gap in between. So.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I mean, all these quarterbacks came since then. But yeah, straight LA, 112 points, just only. I don't even know who that San Diego guy that did well for him. You know what I mean? I don't know who that guy is.
It's T. Williams.
T. Williams, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what the team says. Yeah. And every week I always knock on Antonio Brown, being like the #1 pick overall, but not doing that well this season. Rob, I'm only saying that because my Todd Gurley pick overall is not panning out as good, second overall pick. So I'm kind of salty about that. You know what I mean? So
Antonio Brown and his 30 points this week, I think, did take care of what Todd Gurley's done on the season. So,
yeah.
I don't think they're quite in the same neighborhood. But this game was that Brown who got it on the. It was Brown who got the touchdown on the fake spike, right?
Yeah, that was cool. I'm not angry about that. I think people should do that more often. You know what I mean? It's definitely fair play.
It was well executed. Unfortunately, the Pittsburgh defense showed up right after. But a mismatch there in that game. Brew Maniacs got a I wouldn't say cheap at 141. I'd say he got a pretty casual win. Some of these other scores he would have been sitting there in the L column. So he'll take it. Good player. He's got a team, and I am a little intrigued about that Mariota Prescott. We could talk about Gurley there, but we're not gonna. So we'll save it for later.
Yeah. Let's go to your game, Rob. Let's talk real quick. 146.5 points would have beat a bunch of teams.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have beat the great Zed Level.
No, he was due. I have to admit, I was one of the person that said the Browns would win their first game before Scott would, and Scott proved me wrong.
Oh, but see, there's a difference here. Scott's actually won championships and is a perennial playoff threat, whereas the Browns are just atrocious.
Yeah, Browns are horrible.
Hey, you know what? Here's what I got. I got about three things. Obviously, I've had plenty of time to think about the hyperbole I could throw out here on this game. One, I'll give kudos to Scott for keeping an effort out there. I mean, picking up Houston over Green Bay, that wins him the game. So, he's trying to win, dude. And, I would hope for nothing more. I mean, I'm battling for the playoffs, but I don't want to win cheap. So good for him on that. Two is, if you saw LeGarrette Blount going for 3 touchdowns on Sunday Night Football, I mean, please raise your hand out there, right? If you saw LeGarrette Blount even still being in the NFL in 2016, please raise your hand out there, I mean, it's a tough guy to lose to. And 3, this one's just killing me, man. I could have picked out, outside of Brock Osweiler, I could have picked up any available quarterback in the entire fantasy world and won this game. And I thought Philadelphia-Atlanta would be a kind of a shootout. I wasn't expecting 50 points out of Wentz. I just thought, he'd have to put the ball in the air a little bit more. But it turns out that, that game was awful. I don't know if anybody watched it, but it was really a dreadfully boring football game. And you just go, well, the Eagles and the Falcons will not matter come January this year. So, miscalculation on my part, it cost me, right?
Yeah. Was Flacco out there? I think Flacco would have been good for you, too, out there.
Oh, yeah, dude, I had a list. I think I sent Todd a text on Wednesday night. I had 6 names in there. I had Manning. I had any number of players. I mean, like I said, anybody. It could have just been anybody, and it turned out it didn't work out. And my bad. Wentz hasn't played very well in a couple of weeks. So, but, hey, you know what? Kudos to Scotty. The guy has not been atrocious this season. It's not a good team.
Yeah.
and he knows that more than anybody. And I can just tell you this much, man. I knew he was going to beat me in about week 5. I almost figured he was going to be 0-9 when he had a shot up against me. I was just like, I know I was going to go down. I knew I had Derek Carr and Amari Cooper on bye. I mean, hell, dude, it's just, I actually was worried I wasn't even going to have a quarterback. A big Ben would be out. So for him.
So you dropped Carr just for this week?
Hell yeah, dude! I was 4-5. I got to win, dude. My season's done, bro. I mean, you see all those 6 and 4s out there. 2 games is almost insurmountable with all those people in front of you, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's tight. It's a tight race out there.
And I'd like to point out that I have maybe just an older brother to Todd Gurley there, but Lamar Miller has been just what a fucking letdown this year, dude. I mean. That quarterback has infected the entire city of Houston. He's just awful. Your Broncos were very, very smart to not waste money on him, man.
Yeah.
Because that guy's bad. I mean, they won a game on Sunday, 21-20, where the quarterback or the running back did not go over 100 yards. Okay? I mean, inexplicable, dude. I mean, how bad is Jacksonville? And how bad exactly is Brock Osweiler?
Yeah,
he's terrible.
Yeah. Well, congrats, Scott. Your first victory. Hopefully, good job with that 160.
Yeah, he also puts a season high score against you. But again, hey, not to be a smug asshole, hey, I only beat Scott when it matters, like in the playoffs, dude. So if he gets there this year and I do, we'll see him then. All right. So.
Yeah. And let's move on to Zika versus Kelly Knight. Zika didn't put up much of a fight there, 83 points. Kelly Knight's 167, real good showing there.
Well, in 83.5 times 2 is what, Sam?
83, what's that? Times 2?
83.5 times 2 is what?
83.5, that would be 166, 167.
167. Yes, there you go, sir. And so he effectively doubled his score.
Yep.
You know what? This is a situation where I should blow by this because we're probably behind on time, but these guys deserve better. Zika, dude. Before we get to the goodness that is Kelly Knight, I mean,
Brady's back down to earth, Rob. That's it. Brady's back down to earth.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's 40, dude. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, only 39. And that was Seattle, so you wouldn't be shocked by that. But, he's got a team, when you look at it, that I thought maybe 4 weeks ago that would be a championship quality team. I really did. Mm-hmm. And, the more I look at it, the more I go, dude, if he gets everything right in the same week, he could set the season high score. There's no question about it, right? I mean, Julio Jones, Brandon Marshall, Dante Moncrief can definitely go off for you. And Forte has been spectacular at times this year, right? And, one day Le'Veon Bell will actually look like Le'Veon Bell again, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, other weeks it's 83.5, man. It's just not, there's just not much there this week. Tom Brady couldn't bail him out to get him over the century mark. Andrew Luck, I mean, it's not the fourth quarter somewhere, right? So interesting. Now we jump down to Kelly Knights, right? I need to get a glass of water, so why don't you break this one down?
No, Kelly Knights did well. Look at Elliott, man. I mean, obviously Rookie of the Year, possible MVP of the league, which would be crazy.
Possible. Find me a better player, dude.
Yeah. If you're asking who is better than Ezekiel this year,
I mean, it's not even close on. Dude, I have not seen this kind of running back production since maybe LT, in his peak there, man. I mean, it's a dream scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah, and old man Fitzgerald, put up 133 yards, but no touchdown.
The only guy that old man Carson Palmer can throw to, man. It's every other throw he makes, he misses the receivers by like 9 yards.
I don't say he misses. The one young receiver dropped a few that hits him right in the hands. That young guy, I forget his name, but he did catch the touchdown. He did catch an amazing touchdown pass. He did. But then he's dropping easy passes,
His Is it a Brown? I mean, because they only have a couple Browns on that team.
The one that caught that amazing touchdown. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I've never been the biggest Palmer fan in the world anyway. But that team, screw that team, dude. I care less. But yeah, hey, good game for Kelly Knights, right?
Yeah,
Matt Ryan even.
Yeah. God. Is that Jordan Nelson from Arizona? Is that right? What is that, Rob?
Yeah, that's what it says, dude. I have no idea who he is.
we gotta look at that. Say, is that Jordan Nelson?
I mean, here's the team here though talking about the playoffs, Sam. It's kind of like, dude, I don't even get done with those wide receivers, man. Even with my love of running backs in the postseason, man, in December. Dude, you still need some like other guys to contribute, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So you're not loving his receivers? Is that what you're saying?
Well, being that we don't even know who one of them actually is, and one we do know is Golden Tate. I think that's going to be a fair assessment. I do love Kelly Knights. He's a great guy. I mean, he's trying, man. He always comes in with some kind of weird draft philosophy, and he hit it pretty nicely at the running back this year. But I don't know, man. But for 1 week, he's double good as cousin. So moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Let's go to the other conference here. Let's go to my game, Project Badass versus Humanoid Typhoon. I finally won. After being on a losing streak for a while there. I just want to say, I flipped a coin to start a defense, Pittsburgh or Denver, and of course I picked the wrong defense. Denver. Did you see how they ended that game? That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you mean with the guy stepping out of bounds? Yeah,
he wasn't. They replayed it. Come on, don't be salty, Rob. Don't be salty.
No, he was.
Don't be salty.
I mean, Denver, scraping out a win. That was surprising.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, Sam, I'm going to tell you what. No offense to you, brother, but we kind of went long. We got some better games to talk about here.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. 79 to 122. I'm happy. I will definitely take it. Todd Gurley, whatever.
God, I don't know what's going on there, but hey, now you got Jared Goff coming in.
Exactly.
You know what? We'll focus on you and Cody more next time. But I will say this: good win for you, Sam. It feels good to win, right?
Heck yeah, it does.
Cam Newton had some nice points, against the Chiefs in kind of a weird way. Good thing we don't penalize for bad throws, and that's a pretty devastating loss for Project Badass this week.
Yeah.
That whole division lost, but the 79 is going to hurt them. So there'll be more to talk about on that one next week. So.
Yeah, and it. Anyways, let's go over to our next matchup: High Rollers versus Code Blue. Tay pulled it out this time. Two quarterback combos. He had the better quarterback combo, Rob.
Well, yeah. Well, Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Now that's pretty funny, Sam. If you would ask me Brees and Brady versus Prescott and Wilson, then again, if you asked me if I'd seen Pittsburgh and New England's defense play this year, I'd said, you know what, Code Blue maybe has a shot, man. Hey, Tay's a good player, man. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how many times we have to say it. This guy, he's clever on these moves, man, and it's a nice week. 154, and he's kind of living on 154 right now, right?
Yeah.
He's right around the 150 level, so he mix and match those quarterbacks. Eventually, though, you spin that roulette wheel enough times and it runs out on you. But I mean, hey, I take my hat off to him every year, dude. He plays this in a unique style. Him and Savage play a very similar game. 69 points out of guys he picked up probably in week 7. I don't know the exact history of his pickups, but or last week. I mean, he's a great player, dude.
He makes his moves. He makes his moves.
And he makes good moves, man. I mean, it's he's obviously a stat guy, and You know, and
right.
we all are obviously, but he's, I mean, he gets a little deep sometimes.
Yeah, because he dropped Matt Ryan for Dak Prescott. Remember that? Way back when.
Well, but then he dropped Dak Prescott. Again, he picked him up for this.
Oh, he did. I didn't.
I don't. And he desperately tried to get Matt Ryan back after that. If that was one, he was going to fly under the radar. I think sometimes he overthinks that too. But this is not the. This is not the King Goose celebratory podcast. We'll just say that he's a good player and he's a tough competitor.
Yep,
High rollers, man.
High rollers, man.
Tom Brady, man. That's where you begin and start that game. Begin and end that game, right?
And Rob, I just want to say, look, Alshon Jeffries is his third receiver, so it's not a big deal. But did you read about him? He's suspended for 4 games.
Oh, it's a huge deal, man. What are you going to throw in Julian Edelman or Matt Jones? I mean,
Mike Jones? Is that Mike Jones? Matt Jones? Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know.
It's M. Jones, dude. That's all that matters. No, man, and we do need to change that Christine Michael over to, who was it again he plays for?
Green Bay?
Green Bay, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're known for their running there.
Yeah.
Alshon
Jeffries.
I won't discount a guy that has Breeze, Brady, Beckham, and Nelson on his team, man. But we're going to talk about that's a tough division and a tough conference, man. I mean, Manny, it's good luck to you, bro. But I'm sure he wasn't real happy to see that Jeffrey thing today.
Yeah, yep, and it's crucial. I mean, he's close, sitting at 6-4 also. Second in that division. So yeah, he'll be. Hopefully he'll make some moves to get a receiver tonight.
Oh yeah, they're widely available right now.
For sure. All right, let's go on.
I'm sure the Gronk's available, right?
Yeah, who's gonna drop him? Let's go on to the next matchup here: Turf Burners versus Fat Wagon, and Mr. Fat Wagon pulled out the victory there with his favorite quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. I say it because he always has Aaron Rodgers on his team every year.
Why mess with perfection? I mean, if you're going to miss the playoffs every year, you might as well miss it with the same guy every year, right? So, this is one of those where you're just kind of like, this game might almost epitomize Turf Burner season. I mean, let's take a real close look at who his number one running back is there.
Are you talking about C. West or are you talking about JG?
No, I'm down on Fat Wagon.
Oh, Fat Wagon. Oh, okay. Jamal.
Yeah.
Wait. Did he start Jamal Charles? Oh, he did.
And won, by the way. Yeah, because, DeMarco Murray is going to run 75-yarders in on the first play from scrimmage and, throw touchdown passes, dude. I mean, it's hilarious. He's got D. Johnson on his team from Cleveland.
Duke Johnson. I know who that guy is. Yeah, I know who that guy is.
Does he even play?
I don't know.
I'm just going to say, if you're starting or if you have Cleveland Browns on your team and you're still in the playoffs, I mean, kudos to you. I mean, the playoff hunt, kudos to you, dude. I don't know, dude. I feel it's Doug Baldwin, dude. I mean, really, you got to look at that game. I mean, if Doug Baldwin doesn't go off for 3 touchdowns, which you always expect, right?
Yeah.
And much like freaking LeGarrette Blount, right? Then Michael's sitting there 4-6, and all of a sudden going, "Holy crap, I'm back in this." But no, I mean Jamal Charles beat you, so it's
Jamal Charles beat you. Yes, Jamal Charles is the reason.
I mean, I feel for the guy, dude. I mean, okay. So you got Blount, and the stupidity of these guys going off kind of balances out. Baldwin and Blount, yeah, that's. How we all drew it up this week, right? So it's that was a little crazy, but he probably could use a little bit more from Jai. I mean, didn't get 200. Again, this is just kind of a microcosm of the season. He deserves better. He's been banged up like crazy on injuries, and he lost to a team that had to start Jamal Charles because everybody else was on bye or just non-functional.
I was like, no, Cleveland wasn't on bye. I mean, he could have started Duke Johnson, against Baltimore.
No, I'm sure he just forgot that there was a Thursday game. That's why he didn't start Duke Johnson. I mean, come on. Yeah. We love Dave. We really do love Dave, but sometimes I wish you'd actually live up to that I'm going to really pay attention this year. Yeah, all right.
He gets busy, I guess. He gets busy, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, but kudos to him for at least doing a good draft every year, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Last one.
Last
Shock of the
game
week
right here. Saz versus El Oso Verde here, and El Verso order is in Fuego.
He's sitting right next to me right now. I'm going to speak his team apart here, dude. I mean, I don't understand the Kansas City non-start. That one's pretty bad right there. I mean, he asked me on Saturday, every now and again he wants my advice, and it's like, then he ignores it promptly like the typical 13-year-old child will.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything, but he says, who's got more potential, Kansas City or Los Angeles? And how else do you answer that question?
Yeah, why even have Los Angeles on your roster?
Well, that's what I asked you. I said, why put yourself in the position of having the Rams on your roster?
Yeah.
I said, well, Kansas City always has more potential, right? I mean, come on, man.
Than Los Angeles, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's a ball hawking defense, which they showed again. I mean, boy, that game made me about in my shitty weekend of football. That was the one thing that made me happy, man. Kansas City had Carolina right where you want Carolina, down by 2 touchdowns going in the fourth quarter, because we all know Carolina is a horrible team in the fourth quarter.
17-0. What happened?
Well, Cam Newton threw a horrible interception, and the Chiefs just got fired up and that yanking that ball out of Kelvin Benjamin's hand in the inning that was beautiful, dude. That's just a team that's going, basically, F you, we ain't losing to your shitty football team, and moved on with their lives, right? So it was that was an accomplishment. Yeah, El Oso Verde, dude, he's rolling, man. I mean, he's got it all figured out, so everybody knows. He tells me that every year he's going to go out and draft good running backs, and I'm like, damn, I wish we would have thought of that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's why I fail every season, All I got to do is go out and draft 2 good running backs, man, and life's going to be good, right? Yeah. Sam, did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. That was great advice. I'm going to write that down in my notepad.
Every year, what you got to do is go out there and get a couple great running backs, man. So you're rolling, man. All kidding aside, I'm proud of him. He's done a nice job with this team, dude. I mean, it's real nice. And I mean, for the most part, other than the questions that he asked me and then promptly ignores me on, he was convinced that Gio Bernard was going to go off this week. And I was like, yeah, okay, buddy.
He doesn't even start.
It doesn't matter. He asked me just so he can tell me I was wrong on the one chance. He never tells me I'm right.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
No. Nobody does. And in fantasy football, nobody does, no.
Oh, no. It's like, oh, man, Dad, why did you do that? And I'm like, okay. So, anyway, and Savs, dude, he was, honestly, that ship that sailed. The second was Jay Cutler versus Roethlisberger and Ryan, and I mean, I'm pretty sure he'd do it, dude. He was hoping for that, but he just did not have the quarterbacks to compete this week against that, and then Nolan just kind of piled on after that, right?
Yeah, Gronk didn't show up. Mike Evans didn't show up.
Sam's has 32 for Bell, and I noticed over here Ziegler has 30, so I'm sure we missed something somewhere in there. We'll fix that up.
So Rob will fix that out. So Rob, I did want to ask you, during our draft, since we're done talking about the games now, during the draft, you mentioned Nolan here temporarily warming the seat for somebody else to come back next week? How does he feel about that? Is that what I heard? Is that what I heard at the draft?
Dude, I mean, no, I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
We'd love to get Angel back in the league.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Rob.
I mean, but it's, dude, are you seriously asking about the commission's son being a long-term member of the league? I mean, of course he's a long-term member of the league. So,
there we go. I just wanted to ask that because I really like Nolan, and everything like that. But I thought I heard you mention something about it like that. And I'm like, dude, Nolan's doing really well. I mean, you know what I mean? So. Well,
and dude, it's, hey, those are tough questions, and a lot happens between now and next year, and. The Angel is certainly welcome back in the league. We'll see how it all shakes out, man. I mean, I'm shocked I can get everybody back in the same backyard every year. So it's, but he's a valuable player. You know, Nolan's a valuable player. We got 2 or 3 guys still waiting in the wings. You know,
Yeah,
and, I don't want to lose anybody. By the way, it's kind of tough. I mean, you're asking me a question on. What do I do next year, right? And I have no idea. Right now I'm trying to figure out if
no, I'm not asking.
Derek Carr back this week.
Yeah, no, no, I was going to ask you what you're going to do next year. I just wanted to confirm where, you know, I thought I heard this happen. You know, I would hate to lose Nolan and so on and so on. You know what I mean? I just wanted I just wanted to bring that up.
I would say this. I mean, Sam, I'll gladly split his entry fee with you.
A what?
I said I'll gladly split his entry fee with you.
No, that's okay. I'll pass on that.
No,
thanks,
you know.
Thanks for offering, you know, but no, I'll pass on that.
I'm always glad to share that wealth, brother.
Tell Nolan to keep doing moves, right?
You know, he's been pretty conservative on that this year. We'll talk about him as we get a little closer to the playoffs. He really has. I mean, I gave him a limit at the beginning of the year, and I said at the beginning of the playoffs, you know, where it matters, we can expand beyond that, you know.
There you go. You didn't give him you didn't give him a hard cap.
No, the cap is based on the attendance that is coming in when you have a winning team. You know, there's always a little extra revenue to be split around, right?
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, if he was in Scott's shoes, you would tell him no more pickups, no more pickups.
I gave him a $50 cap. If he was 1-9, you think I'm throwing $5 out there so he can pick up first Johnson? You're perfect, man. I mean, that's the worst part about it. I got to live through his whims, you know, his growing pains sometimes. Let's just say, you know, it's kind of like the Chris Johnson thing cost me $5, but it's a lesson learned, Sam. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
not for me.
Well. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Rob, thank you as always. Pleasure.
It's a pleasure, Sam.
You guys get in your pickups. Turn in your starters tomorrow. Next week's Thanksgiving, Rob. So you know, I'll make a note about turn in your lineups earlier, right?
Yeah, and if people are still listening, it's Tuesday for the waivers next week, and the Thursday starters on Wednesday night. And if you would be so kind as to put that in the email you send out tonight, brother.
Tuesday, what time?
8 o'clock.
Tuesday at 8, and then Wednesday at 4, right?
No, they go, I think, Wednesday at 8, still good.
Wednesday at 8. All right, guys. So if you guys are still listening here, you know, I will add it into the email because I know in the past we had some confusion about that in the past for Thanksgiving week.
And there's 3 games now, so.
Yes. So
and Dallas, and actually an interesting Dallas game, man. Dallas and Washington, and I can't remember who Detroit's playing next week, but it should be pretty good too, right?
Yeah, I always say I'm always down to looking at football and eating turkeys. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
So awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Rob.
Hey, Sam, thank you very much, man. Pleasure as always, brother.